we're going to be working with a really different technique. We're going to be working from a solid lump of clay. And you've seen the pictures, but I also want to show you a couple things about how you can get your clay ready. So first of all, I would recommend that just to begin with, you can use your cutoff wire that came in your kit, and you can just essentially slice a chunk of this off. Now our clay is a bit stiff, which at least most of us, the clay is a bit stiff, which is going to work great for this project because really soft clay can be a little tricky with this. So you can take your piece of clay off of there, and then I'm going to get my extra out of the way. And you don't necessarily need quite this much, quite this much clay, but mine's kind of lumpy on the top. So I'm gonna, if yours is lumpy at the top, you can use a little bit of force to just kind of shape it into a shape that's not quite so wide and not quite so lumpy. If yours is not lumpy, if you took the clay off the top nicely, unlike what I did, you may not need to do much of this. You can also cut this a bit smaller. So I'm just slamming this. I have a wedging table at home because I do this all the time. You don't have a wedging table at home. So what I would recommend you all do is, if you have a sturdy table that doesn't have a lot of things on it that are going to get bounced around by banging on it, you can put your canvas down and you can slam onto that canvas. The canvas is there so that your stuff doesn't stick, your clay doesn't stick to the table. If you don't have a sturdy table to work on, you might want to just do this on the floor, or you can even do this outside. So I sometimes do it directly on cement as long as the cement isn't real wet, right? But basically what I was doing is kind of adjusting the shape that I have to work with here. Now from here, your video, the article I had you read, they slammed a dowel down. Now you don't have a dowel, but what you do have is a rolling pin, AKA a PVC pipe. And so I practiced this a little bit yesterday. And if you'd like to do the slamming method, you can essentially turn your dowel into a makeshift, your PVC pipe into a makeshift dowel, and you can slam down like this. Now, if that's hard, it is hard. If it's harder than you want to do, you can actually start from here and you can carve directly. It just, the dowel kind of gets you started a little bit more. Now, I'm working with a fairly big lump of clay. As you can see, this is almost as wide as the clay I began with for the project. You don't have to work quite so large. And so I have another batch of clay here that's, you can't see, that is just a different type of clay. I don't have a ton of your class clay at home, so I have the clay that I recycle at home. But this is just one that I've shaped into a smaller lump. It's round just because I hit it to be round. It didn't start that way. In this case, you can use this to get yourself started, and you see how quickly I get that hole into there that then I can work from. And so you can carve up this way.